Hello there, everybody. Welcome. So I need to set up one or two more things before we can head on into the Steam Age for real. And I welcome everybody to the Sunday stream. Weekly recurring in the evening hours, European time zone and such. So, let's do this, let's do that. I think then we're finally good to go. Alright. It's always a lot of technical stuff to set up, and is weirdly only being able to be set up once the stream is running. Okay, we have a Steam assembler ready. Wonderful. That's the new age, my friends. So today we're going to work with Steam, and that's going to be amazing. Because Steam is just so much better. So what do we have here? We create charcoal out of wood. And we make coke out of coal? Stop. Looks like it. And then we can stamp it up into pellets. Okay, sounds like a wonderful process. What's left there? Steam train, ammo efficiency, the shelter. Don't care about the shelter. That stuff will lead to the steam crusher. Ooh, oh yeah. Let's go. Hey, Bonchek, don't play solo queue. Why that? Is there a certain reason for saying? I've been playing some League lately, trying out the new Vanguard protected gameplay. Been a quite interesting experience. You hate Riot? Yeah, me too, man. But I gotta say, so far, I haven't had enough time this weekend to play, but I've had some good experiences, not gonna lie. Okay, so there are steam miners. We're utilizing these currently for the power generation. We got stone quarries, which... Wait a sec. No! Stop eating my factory, you filthy Xenos. Not on my turf. Stop eating my furnaces. Gosh darn it. I hate it when they do that. How dare they? Okay, not a nice way of starting today's business, friends. Not a nice way. Not even 10 minutes in and I'm getting attacked like that. Uncool. Uncool. Let me get the gun turret. So, I don't know if I have some in my automatics, but I do know that I have some... What happened here? I'm out of coal, that happened. Okay. So, here goes. I need those turrets in my hotbar, though. Am I blind? Did I not produce one yet? Ah, down there. I'm blind. That's usual. Good. So let's make sure that we're going to assert some dominance here and make clear that we're here to stay. So I'm gonna be picking up some pipes because we're gonna be working with steam now. Because you know we're no more noobs. Nuh-uh. Steam powered now. Okay, so whoa. Stop eating my steam power. Jeez. These creatures are so rude. That was my... Okay. So it turns out episode 1 was the peaceful one. Episode 2, warfare. Alright. It's okay. It's quite fun because we haven't had a single attack the entire last episode. Like I was playing at least 90 minutes without a single... Alright, there was one incursion down there. But turns out we're stinking these days hard enough. Mamanga, hey there! Welcome, so happy to see you. Greetings go out towards Steam. Steam YouTube. Steam is on my mind everywhere because we're trying to build a Steam factory here. Okay, before I was rudely interrupted in my plannings, I was about to build some of these. There we go. That's better. So my plan, after we have rebuilt from this misery, is that we're going to pipe the steam to someplace else. Because obviously steam can be transported via pipes, just like water. It's basically nothing else than your regular old liquid. Factorio doesn't have too many differentiations when it comes down to liquid gameplay. So yeah, it turns out we're more or less in an argument with our neighbors by now. I'm very concerned that I might be needing to rush some serious things here, you know? Well, let's see. What I do know, though, is that I want my second boiler back. There we go. That's that, and I think I have no second steam inserter. So we have a lot of things to build here. But I want to have my starter factory totally steam powered here. It's just so much more fun to do. Okay. We're transforming water to steam at that point. We got all we need, and we can pipe that stuff around corners as we need. So I want to start using steam miners for my business up here. So we only need to refill the furnaces with coal. You know, it's going to be quite the improvement to the previous situation, I think. So let's dismantle our previous operation. Our biter friends just initiated something that I already wanted to do. I didn't want to keep them anyways. So let's drop some slag into the box. I was so much looking forward to this tonight. I don't know. As of late, I see Factorio as a very, very relaxing game. Okay. So we need to replace this entire economy here with a steam one, but it won't be that hard. The biggest problem will be to just replace all those machines, to replace all the machines, but that's only because there are so many. Well, I think we should start out with automating our iron output, so we don't need to carry stuff around like fools, and we can stop this way of a charade of a supply chain. Okay, so do I have my steam miners? 4 of them only. Jeez. Need to amp up those rookie numbers. Okay. Well. Yeah, taste some freedom. Okay. That works out as intended. So, since we're applying Krastorio, we need to define the recipe, shift right click and shift left click to copy that stuff, in case you didn't already know. Okay, so let's pipe that steam in there. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite parts about this mod. That you got this whole steam economy. That's pretty cool. So every one of you consumes 2 steam per second. Let's do some calculations. Frizzy Grizzly, hey there. I can't either. It's all ending up at some point in a total chaos, and we all I think every factory player knows that, I feel like. Okay, we have an output of 220 steam per boiler. That means every boiler feeds 10 miners. Good stuff so far. That means we have enough juice for 20 miners. My current biggest gripe is that we have to feed those dawned furnaces with coal manually. That really, I hate it. That really, But, well, I don't really want to set up an automated system at that point, because it's all way too small scale. Good. We got all that. So, lining it up parallel doesn't work. Let's do 5 of these. That should be enough. So, why did I not do it the other way around? Whoa, you guys, you stop you. We don't want any further burner assemblers being produced anymore, thank you. I just realized that I'm really not doing myself any favors with that, because they are a dying kind, you see. Oh yeah. I just realized that the whole metal industry here is also a lot more complicated than anticipated, because there's also slag, which means we always will have to manage that stuff as well. Okay, one problem at a time. So we have ways and means to upgrade our fuel with the coke furnace. It's actually very desirable. I mean, I didn't do the math yet, but I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be more effective to use coke. Hey, wait a sec. Yeah. It should be more effective yet, at least. That's all I would say. So, let's slap in a little distributor here. And I'll work with it. Gotta say, these steam-powered miners, they're fun. I really like them. Consider them a real cool add-on to this, whole mod package. Hey, Disco Geek, welcome. Good evening. So happy to see you guys. Alright, so we got now a grand total of 5 mining machines here and 5 there. That's using one of the boilers. So let's amp up those rookie numbers, I'd say. Ooh, speaking of rookie numbers, the biters have amped up their rookie numbers as well. So our next step is going to amp up our shooting speed and such. That is quite bothersome. They're upscaling their attacks way too fast for my taste. And so we need to do so as well. Let's keep this machine fed with coal at all times. Okay, so the very next thing that I mean to do is I want to set up an automation for those steam-powered machines. I mean, sure, I could crank up a little bit more capacity up here next, but I want to have steam assemblers. They're so good. Oh god. No, not like this. It's a really costly recipe. So we need 2 copper ingredients. We need pipe, which consists out of 2 iron ingredients. And we need steam engines, which consist out of pipe and copper mechanical parts. So, well, we're gonna have craft something. I don't see myself setting this up with those dawned burner thingies. If anything, I'm setting the machinery for that up with the steam thingies, not the other way around. So, how much output does one of those bad boys have? So, we have a coal output of 1.35 per sec. You guys, though, No. You don't tell me properly, huh? So you consume 1.5 megawatt per second. Okay, so let's do the old school math. So that means one lump of coal will last on average 4 seconds. That means we have an average consumption of a quarter coal per boiler. My math is completely wrong. That means roughly each steam miner feeds one boiler and then a little bit more. That's good. That's really good for us. That means we can easily crank up 4 of these boilers without getting ourselves into any trouble. That's what I've been after. Good. I don't know why I'm wired that way, but I love calculating things. Always been like that. That's why I had an odd fun in school with math. While many of my people around me were groaning under the boredom of calculating stuff, I don't know. Found some certain fun in that. I think this was one of the very first moments where I could have noticed that I was a little bit on the autistic spectrum, because certainly the kids around me didn't enjoy mathing out things like I did. Well, whatever. Good thing that Factorio exists. So let's set up for more of these bad boys. And let's see how many of these bad boys we can feed out of one offshore pump. Shouldn't you have a speed of production for me? So you produce 1,250 per sec. No! Stop hurting my towers. Jeez. So that is... we're 25 boilers per pump. That's a pretty decent rate. Oh boy. There's hell on earth. They're trying to chomp through my factory at all ends. Hey Zarma, welcome. So happy to see you. Yeah, so certain parts of the factory run out of fuel at times. I hate that. This is so annoying, running around in your factory and having to feed your freaking inserters with fuel. Ugh. So happy when we're done with that part. Okay, so let's see. We're going to require pipe? Okay. Luckily, I'm producing pretty much everything that I might want to have these days. So, we're gonna need some more of these. Okay. Let's move on over to the logistics part. I think I will be hand-feeding this monstrosity for a little while longer. It's just handling the slack economy now would slow me down even further. I can only handle so many icky little problems at once. So, let's start. We're going to need baseline production. So we're going to need pipes and copper dinghies. So let's start out with these. Oh. Well, tell you what, you are also not going to be needed anymore, burner inserter factory. Your times are over. Sorry to tell you that. It's been fun with you, though. Let's do it like that. So we can just rack them up like this. So, we need... what now again? Ugh. So let's make these icky little steam engines first. That's pipe and copper mechanical part. Pipe is iron plate and iron mechanical part. I hate this so much at times. So, there's gunfire at the old steam factory. Okay. Let's do these next. Oh yeah, we need to proceed differently. So a steam factory is a fun one, as we can here see that we have... let's see... ah, at least we can use all the old inserters for new inserters. Oh yeah, I have this already on my distribution line. Okay. So, that's gonna go into the next machine to produce pipe. Speaking of pipe, you need a ton of pipe for a steam factory. But I gotta say, I really love this. This has been something I enjoyed a ton during my first tussle with exotic industries already, because it's just so cool. You use steam at the same rate as you use electricity. So basically, when we later upgrade to electricity, there will be no substantial upgrade at all. It'll be the same effectiveness, just with less pipe and with more power pull. I like that. Okay, so we got that end of the industry down. Now, where to next? The steam engine that we need to build requires copper mechanical part as the next thing. So we could easily just feed it up like that. Check this out, isn't that a nice one? So here we can now utilize it like that. And set up another machine like that. I want to put it down like that. The creators of exotic industries, or the creator, I don't know, it's a multi-person project. That whole Steam business thing is such a fun little add-on. Okay, so we got this part down. Where to next? I need pipes again, copper beams, and copper mechanical parts. So we could easily output this like that, probably? Let's see if that insanity works. So we will put it down like that, and we can connect it even this way. Alright, so how's the part economy between you guys? Okay, this is not nearly enough. Of course not. I don't care. It will work. So we just need the coppery parts now, don't we? So how do we get the coppery parts up there? So first of all, we can... Chaptoon, hi there. Welcome. Happy to see you, mate. I have an idea. So... we are almost there. So copper beams are made out of that. So we're going to have a... oh yeah, this is going to be a good one. So that one will be this. That one will be dropping near, so we don't have that issue at hand. So we have both of the necessary materials here on a belt. Let's just quickly connect that. Ugh. I need to craft the necessary ingredients for all that via Steam as fast as I can. We also really need to automate a lot of other things too, but yeah, one thing at a time. And now we feed that back on over here. It sits on an iron patch, but we cannot grab that for a pretty long time, if I'm not mistaken. If I do remember correctly, this mining this stuff, we're going to need completely new technology levels that we are really far away from reaching for the next period of time. No, for starters, it's so important for me that I don't need to handcraft those filthy machines anymore, you know? That's just... It needs to stop. That handcrafting has gone way too far. Okay, so I need to notch up my defenses there as well, I'd say. But for starters, we are mass-producing the machines for mass production. That's a very, very excellent point to get started, isn't it? I am now sitting around with tons of burner assemblers, though, that nobody will ever need again. Because, sadly, they are not needed for the production of the other assemblers, which is sort of a letdown for me. Well, anyways. So, let's grab some fresh materials. Because at the end of the day, for starters, we're still going to leave that miserable situation as it is. Yeah, so, well... Is there a biter nest? does certainly look like there is. Now, that explains the constant attacks. Okay, well... Stuff's just not going down as I'd like it to, alright? This whole science production is way too slow. Well, it's good that we are getting into the Steam age now. That's all I can say. So, let's get on to this part. So, inserter parts, burner inserters will... Whoosh. That's gunfire over there, which is also with wounded turrets. Oh no. Goes on like that, we need to really upgrade our capacities military-wise way earlier than I wanted to. I definitely need to set up another gun turret here. That's one thing I know for sure. Well, at least we're producing the rifle mags. And we got some assemblers going. Okay, so for now, we're going to set up another one of these. And I mean, I'm currently working on upgrading my capacities for, like big time. Because once this whole little factory is run via Steam, we're going to be way more productive at the same time. These Steam assemblers are much faster, if I remember correctly. Let's check it out. These are crafting speed 02.5. These are double as fast, exactly. Good. Where were we? So, we need to craft these bad boys, but that is a fairly easy process. It's just iron and copper. Okay. So, I will go that way. Let's move our factory alongside what we already got, I'd say. Good. So... 2 assemblers it is, I'd say. And here we're going to need iron plate and copper mechanical part. I mean, I am so far very happy that we got this whole logistics network as it is. It could be so far worse. It just bothers me a little bit that we are not able to use the steam engine capacities that we got here, but it barely is enough for this part of the factory, so... Nah, I'm not gonna make myself unhappy by trying something which is just not that feasible. Point is, we are going to have to set up a proper factory for proper mass production. This one is going to stay small scale, so things don't need to be as super efficient as I'd like them to be. But I gotta say, what's really bothering me is that I need to run around and crank up my defenses left and right. I mean, we probably should set up a quarry and start quarrying out stone so we can set up walls. I think that would be also a pretty wise step, but I can only do so many things at a time. That is why it is so gosh darned important to automate this factory, because that the current situation, I need to hand feed everything. So yeah, we also have a bit of a problem to get enough iron on the belt. It's been a foreseeable problem as well. So for now, we're just going to put crappy inserter number 2 to business. Oh, okay, that must needs to stop. Stop polluting the belt, my friend. So what can we do? Not much. As long as nah. Not worth the hassle. We will solve that problem differently. This is one of the situations where I say fixing it at this end is a fool's errand. Because the whole system breaks down at too many other ends. So we got to set up at the end a steam engine as well. Whoa. These are not enough. Steam engines require pipe and... Ooh, no. You're welcome, Sheptune. My pleasure. My pleasure. RimWorld is a passion game of mine, and I'm always happy to see that I'm helping people into the game one way or another. It's always amazing. So, yeah, I think... Oh man, so many things at once! That's a problem. It's like a wildfire, where you need to fix too many things at once. Alright. Keep cool. We are going to set up the steam engine part one more time, but this time on this side of the pond. Let's do this. I will do the easiest way out of this misery by setting it up like that. This way we can just easily pick up some pipe and do it on. Let it go down like that. So we'll pipe. That was iron plate and some fiddly diddly mechanical part. Ugh. Recipes are quite brutal in this mod. There's a lot of pitching around with intermediate products. Quite a lot of them. I mean, that's pretty cool. Personally, don't mind. It's interesting how many people are finding to my channel via RimWorld. It's interesting because whenever I do go for other RimWorld content, it is just not competing too well with all the other stuff out there. No, not that. That stuff. Jesus. Alright. And now we're going to set it up like that. No! Luckily, we're producing these guys. And now we can set up the steam engine thingy. I really need those steam inserters automated. It bothers me so much to handcraft them. Well, Psycho Smile, my opinion towards Bellwright, I haven't played it, but I have looked it up for sure because, you know, I have my ear to the ground. I see two problems with it. First off, it comes to the market in a time where the market is already flooded with tons of survival game titles. That makes it really, really hard for it to stand out. And the other part that I've seen is that people were complaining that the combat system was just not kicking it too well. And those are really two problems that I see as quite substantial problems, because games like these, in my humble opinion, live off a fancy and interactive combat system, you see. So, well, what does that mean for the game? It means for me that the game has a pretty rough foot to stand on. But I think that this whole Victorian setup and all this whole steampunk fantasy crossover has a lot of potential, and I'd love to see it succeed. Well, time will tell. That's all I can say. In its current iteration, I think it looks like it's hardly worth time. It's hard to tell for me though, because I'd need to test the game, and sadly nobody sent me a test key, so I can't really say more about it. Well, Factorio is a wonderful game, and I find it extremely interesting that you can watch the game even though you're not understanding anything and still enjoy it somehow. But I really gotta say that shows how genius Factorio is. So, I don't get what the guy is doing, but somehow it's fun to watch. Alright, so we have the ingredients almost together. We just need to get the steam engines up there, but it's the least of my worries. My worries are that I'm so tired of stringing up endless amounts of steam inserters in my handcrafting bar. It hurts. Seriously. Hey, Paperboy! Happy to see you. So, my underground belt is almost done. I personally gotta say, the moment I learned somewhere that Factorio basically is a 2D mod of Minecraft, something in my head made click, and I understood the game way better, because, you see, that is basically what it is. This whole game was once supposed to be a mod for OG Minecraft, or at least so the story goes that I heard, and the developers eventually decided to go for this kind of platform. Correct me where I stand wrong. It's the wrong story. I really would like to hear the right story, but that's the one that I've been told. So, if somebody out there is weirded out by Factorio, but has played Minecraft before, this might change things a little bit, perception-wise, I'd say. Okay, enough of the ramble. Let's start factoring. Is that even a word? So, we're going to go and grab those rifle mags, and the good news is I am finally at the point where I am fully automated producing the stuff that I need. The bad news is that the materials required for the automation are just not flowing into the machines as they should, because logistics suck. Somebody sucks at logistics. And it's not me. It's my machine parts. What did you think? So, jokes aside, I'm hand-feeding the parts here a little bit, because I got tons of metal in my pocket, so we can easily feed these machines with the stuff that we got to get a little bit of a speed burst in. Well, I tried, Zarma. I tried. It's hell of a complicated game. In itself. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. I want to say it like that. It is one of the games where I needed to watch tutorial videos to actually play it. And that doesn't happen too often. I'm usually able to learn everything myself. Kudos and much appreciation goes out to Catherine of Sky for teaching me how to factory. She's a wonderful content creator. If you don't know her yet, geez, you need to check her out. She has a way of teaching this game without making it too complicated, and I really, really appreciate her work. She more or less also inspired me to my entire job. I mean, seriously. She's been the very first content creator that I've seen back in the day where it made click in my head, where I felt like, yeah, I could imagine to do that as well. Very interesting point to say. Well, let's see. The biggest problems that we got right now are the archaic remnants of our old factory and the lack of steam and the lack of proper logistics. So let's start fixing these issues. Ooh, I see empty furnaces up there. Hey, Joe, so happy to see you. Well, I was recently considering to to put up a new Factorio tutorial series before the DLC hits town next year. I started one a long time ago with a much worse microphone, and it bothers me now to continue the old series because my technical, my production quality is a completely different one now, and yeah. Hey Joe, it's so... I was so much hoping to see you these days again. I was starting to miss you. You know? I haven't seen you in a while. Happy to see that you're alive and well and all. So, there we go. Let's defend our premises. Xenos are trying to chump our factory. So, the worst part now is that I need to get the steam somehow up here to properly extract the metal out of... Oh, God, I hate this. I somehow love and hate it at the same time. It's the best part about it. Well, we got a dog, you know, for everybody who didn't know. We got a dog now since about 2 months. Her name is Nisha. She's about a year old, and she's been rescued from the streets of Bosnia, and she's alive and kicking at our home. That's one of the biggest changes, and one of the best changes in my life. I've been wishing for a dog since so long, and to some degree, I gotta thank you guys out there for my dog, because it might sound a little bit weird. Oh, there's steam already, be silly. Because, you know, I need to earn my money somehow, and you might already notice that this also is an indirect notation that my job pays so well by now that I can finally afford me a dog. Ah, finally living like a human being somehow. I mean, almost there, but... yeah. Besides that, well, the kiddo is growing like crazy, and we're all alive and well and doing fine. Nothing special has happened except for the things that one might expect when time goes by. I hope you're well too, Joe. I hope you're well too. I really hope that it's a good way of busy, you know. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm like at 60% of a regular income now. A regular low-wage income here in Germany, but seriously, I'm gonna be dancing a party for a week long once that pot is down. I'm not a needy person. I'm happy once we are at that point. Being able to make my living off of playing video games is alone a blessing in itself. I'm very, very grateful for. It's not a good habit to not finish your... you know? So, I need to make stone out of that frickin' slag. And then, I don't know. We're going to make something out of that, okay? Filter me up. There we go. I really hope that your life doesn't eat you up too much, Joe. I'm sometimes concerned that you are working too much, but I think you're surely taking good care of yourself. You're a smart one, I think. I just know how quickly you can get lost in work and all. I totally understand that. Okay. Good stuff. We can finally pipe the iron properly into our factory. Like a decent human being. Somewhat. I don't know if this is the proper way of putting it, but well. The dog got rescued by a animal shelter organization which transported her to Germany, and then she was basically waiting for a family to pick her up. That won't work like I wanted to. Gosh darn. So we met with that person who was in charge of taking care of her, and we were checking out if us and the dog are vibing properly with one another, and then the guys at that place were giving the okay for us getting the dog. Basically, that's what it came down to. So we had to put a buffer in between because that thing is just not crunching it fast enough, and this positioning also allows me to put up a second machine if necessary, if work capacities are still not high enough here. Ooh, lovely, a boxer. I was when I was a child, there was a woman which had a boxer named Lady. She was around me a lot when I was a child. They were basically living next door to us. Tell you what, we're going to make this one different. Ah. This belt goes down this way, and then I think, if I'm not completely mistaken, this stuff should be completely bloating up the machinery here, just like I was expecting. Oh, wait a sec, that was not working as intended. There we go. Those steam inserters are pretzeling up my brain a wee bit. So, that's a horrible throughput due to that. Ugh. I think we should process it a little bit later down the road. Because this part here is hardly keeping up with the speed of that part here alone, so... Ugh. Yeah, slack management is always a little bit of a pain. But, well, we can resolve that easily. No big issue. Love to see that you guys are all adopting so many shelter dogs as well. I spread the news, you know. Joe was asking what's new on our end, so, well.
Did you show her to them?
No, how? How should I show her? You could. So, we did it. You guys get to see the dog, I guess. I don't know how she's going to do it, but
I just pick her up.
Ah, yeah, you're carrying her.
I'm carrying her. Say hello to Nisha. Hey, sister.
Oh.
She's very dark, so it's probably hard to see her face properly. I'm gonna send a picture to Discord, maybe.
That would be lovely. Alright, so at this point we're now ending our gruesome charade of a supply chain at this end. And we're going to change things up here. But I think I can salvage a little bit of that mess. What was this supposed to do? Well, we're going to try if it still works after I'm just piping in the stuff the other way. Okay. So that's a classic what was my spaghetti doing here again moment. So lovely, you guys are too nice. Yeah, she's a real cutie. She's a real cutie. It's been such a lucky thing to get her. Because many shelter dogs, they are, well, you never know what you get with them, you know? She's also a wee bit traumatized. She's kind of a scared one, you know? She's extremely scared at times from male people. The taller they are, the worse it is, basically. So yeah, we are assuming that she made some bad experiences once, so that surely had an impact on her. Alrighty, so yeah, I think that will work out for now, except for the part that we're not managing the slack yet. We're slacking on the slag. These constant yellow exclamation marks are making me so freaking tense, I tells you. Because that means we are always under attack, and the spiders, they're constantly growing. They're constantly growing. Alright, but we can, for now, set up a sweet little buffer here. And, well, for once I'm going to use a burner inserter here. Love to hear that. Well, I mean, you hear all kinds of horror stories here and there about people not being too lucky with their shelter dogs. But I mean, I always keep saying, you always only hear the horrible stories. Usually people don't tell the good stories too much, or they don't spread as far, at least. People like to gossip about the horrible stories, and that brings us sometimes to the false assumption that horrible stuff happens way more often than good stuff. But that is, as a matter of fact, not always right. Okay, so we're steaming it up. I am, by now, trying to replace as many parts of my logistics network, as you can see here, with steam. Because it's just that good. This is so nice. The last time I was playing Exotic Industries, I was sleeping on the power of steam assemblers, and I was rushing like a moron to electricity, and I was really, really scared about that. Hey, Rusty Brute, hey, Factorio never grows old, and with the new DLC on the horizon, seriously, the more I get into it, the more it feels like Factorio freaking 2. They just don't sell it as Factorio 2, but the new DLC has already so much innovation at the horizon without being even released yet. Ah, I'm so looking forward to it. These guys are crazy horses. They're so awesome and amazing at what they're doing. I consider the guys who I never know how to frickin' pronounce their frickin' studio name, Wooby or something like that. I consider them a perfect example on how to do your business properly when you are a gaming company. They are a wonderful example on how to do it in every regard. Well, in our case, it was quite luck, as another family in our house already has a dog, and in that regard, in Germany, if you are living in a house, in a multi-party house where more than one person, if anybody has a dog there, anybody can have a dog. It's just how our law works. So, I want to crank up the steam juice. And we need to replace now all of the old assemblers with steam assemblers, and we somehow need to get the red tech redesigned. Well, I think I first want to fix up the power, then I want to, I'm going to set up the machines. So I just decided that we're going to go two-way now. So that means we're going to have steam power production on both sides of the belt. Well, on my end, having a dog, I was growing up as a child with a dog, and it's one of my most fond childhood memories. And I don't want to mope around or anything, but let's just leave it like I haven't had the happiest of childhoods. Therefore, that dog really, really meant a terrible lot to me. And now, being at the point of my life where I can finally stand on my own feet and have my own dog, well, it's one of those odd things that that give you that feeling that you've achieved something important in your life. I don't know. Certainly, you guys can understand what I mean. Alright, we're stringing it up like that, so we have a nice packed up belt with coal. No sense in making it only one way. And that is 160 units of steam per second? No, 400 units of steam per second. Alright. Sort of the same here, Zarmal. We have 3 floors with three parties in the bottom one, 2 parties on my floor, and another 2 parties above us. So 322. That's the distribution there.
I put up some pictures in the little leisure lair. So you have to opt in my channel.
So, yeah, that's
So if you're
fair enough.
interested, a few.
That means, Joe, can you actually revive the bot that was spamming useful links? Because, you know my ineptitude on that end. Because anybody interested can then join the Discord of mine. Alright, so I just decided that we're going to relay or redo parts of the factory here. So first off, this part here, well, we're going to do a hotfix here. I don't like it. I don't like the way it is right now, but the easiest way to fix this monstrosity is to just wait a second. We can actually do it like this. Is to feed the missing parts into the misery like this, I thought, but oh well, it wasn't that easy. Anyways, so we are going to set it up like that. And then, yeah, this is what. These small-scale factories, they are always a pain in the rear to manage, but I also somehow love them. Alright, why should I do it if I can't do it like that? Personally love this because it adds in a super interesting new layer, which is completely different from vanilla Factorio. So yeah, we... God, I hate it if my nose is itchy like that, only because I'm focusing on things. Come on, not like this. Okay. This is fairly annoying, not gonna lie. So we can output it here, and then grab it from here. Jeez. And we have to use a burner inserter as a matter of fact, because this archaic piece of wonderful technology requires it. But at least I fixed now the red science issue. Thank you, Joe. Alex Gaming, yes, I live in Germany. And Psycho Smile, no, it is not a defensive game alone. It is really mostly about building a factory. Seriously, building a factory is the major trope of the game. Anyways, so for ammo, we're going to need coal. So that means I am going to set up a small-scale production of coal for that regard over here. Let's do it like that. So the ammo does require coal, iron plate, and copper plate. So why are we not going like all the way over there? Because I'm diluting my stuff too much. It's database. They are always so frickin' convoluted. Well, I think we are going to work it out like that. So the ammo needs iron plate and copper plate. Goes like this. Can be dispensed here. And then we just need to pipe in coal from there, probably? Yeah, that should work. Looks like crap, but should work. We need to relocate our street building department though, but that's okay. Alex Gaming on YouTube is a friend of yours. Wonderful. Patrick Martinez. Hey, so happy to see the man who inspired my reviews is here. Appreciate your nudge so much, because you see, I'm one of the people that suffer from from imposter syndrome quite a lot, and often I feel like my work ain't good enough to compete with all the others, and then I feel like, nah, other people make reviews much better than me, and I stopped there right there. I appreciate what you did there. That's all I want to say. Alright, so let's see if this spaghetti madness is going to work out. I mean, we're going to leave this factory at this stage one day soon, because this is an unsalvageable mess. I don't know how on earth this should be redeemable or anything, but the good part is it will work. Well, the only thing that I can say that somewhat does the trick, Patrick, is to use factory planners like Helmad, which do the math for you. You basically program it what you need there, and it does the calculations for you, so you get to, your job is then to build the factory according to these calculations. So that won't work like that. I need to go underground here. Oh, come on, itchy little fingers. There we go. So that'll be where this little thing picks up the coal. I hate this machine. Seriously, this is so convoluted. But the fun part is, it'll work. God. Gotta say, the whole Steam machines, they add in a level of pipe gameplay that I haven't thought possible at this stage of the game, and I freaking love it. Well, yeah, the problem there is mostly is that I do suffer a little bit from the lack of editing. I always mean to learn video editing, but I always find something that gets into my way. That's all I can say. There's always always only so much time each and every day, I'd say. Well, but people love edited content. I have some ideas what I want to learn and try out by now, but well, one day maybe. Until then, I do what I do, without worrying too much. So the good part is that our whole mining business now yields us some stone that we can work with, and we wired up all our old tech, or the majority of our old tech now, with the new tech. So next step for us is going to be to help this machinery to drop out copper wires like here. Well. So now how do we get that steam down here? So happy that I started to automate pipes that early, because the amount of pipe that you require for these builds is outrageous. I mean, you literally need to encircle most of these machines just with these. Okay, so I think this thingy here needs the copper machinery as well. Okay. How to fix that then? Yeah, well, the easiest way out, I'd say. I'm really in no mood to do complicated, custom-tailored solutions right now. I mean, this part of the factory, I am not even sure if I... Yeah, alright. This part works. Whatever. We have enough green signs on the run that it somehow seems to work. I don't need to worry about that too much. We're going to work on this end here instead. So, let's see. I can remove this portion because we fixed that problem. What we will need, though, are these red tech cards. So, let's see. We're working on rather close quarters here, but I want to rip out as much of this madness as possible. So we were using the input of the tech cards at that end as well. Alright. These bad boys require stone and iron plate. Alright, that is something where I gotta say, maybe we should redo the entire science branch completely. Why, yes, I'd say that is a brilliant idea. Alright. So we can rip out that entire section. Because it basically only existed to feed this part of the factory. Okay. Good. So far, so good. I feel like I'm slowly going insane, but, well, that's Factorio. Let's keep going. That means we have finally a good use for the stone that we are producing there, so we might want to continue using that now also as an output. So, well, like I said, here I am using the burner inserters because I feel like they really have a right to exist here. Glass production. Well, one thing at a time. So, first up, the blank tech card requires stone and iron plate. So, well, you there, Shelter, you are not really on the proper spot here. So, let's get the steam power this way. And we'll bring up the iron plate like that. And the blank tech card output here. Whoa, boys! Hello there! The Pig Buck crew is on the loose. Jeez. They scared the hell out of me. How dare they? Okay. We got this under control, my friends, so that situation is resolved. So I will be using it just like that, so yeah, I love that. It's another thing that I wanted to try, so no, that doesn't work. Too bad. We can, though, make it work like that, I suppose. That works, right? Yes, it does. Brilliant. So these tech cards, we're going to use that production, I think, for both, just for both industries. So the red tech cards now require iron mechanical parts and the blank tech cards. But to make sure that we will have that stuff available on several ends, we're going to make it happen like this, so the output can wander somewhere else. Meanwhile, we're building this part here. And that part here, yeah. So, They both need iron mechanical parts, though. It's not as easy to fiddle in, then. I just don't want to have only one production line of that stuff. So, well, we're going to have it to do like this, then. It's iron mechanical parts, right? Yes. And then we need to mix it in with inserter parts. Okay. Can grab my steam power from here. And we're going to make it like that. Okay, so basically we could mix these in. So for these, we need the other mechanical parts though, so I don't see that as a feasible method. No, we're going to output them on this end. But I'll drop a splitter here. Crazy steam machines. Okay, so that way we have now the output for that. And theoretically, if we'd wanted to, pretty much everything here is upscalable a little bit. That's always a very, very important part. So, let's see. These bad boys are, the way I remember it, pretty costly. Let's build a couple of these pipes while we're at it. Okay. Let's see. How is the relationship math-wise between these two? So, one of these bad boys is able to get... One of these red machines is chowing through 8 of these. Okay. The relationship between these is, alright, we can easily string up a ton of these. And the relationship between these is, we can also string up a ton of these. Okay. So we're going to go for, I'd say, 4. I don't want to overdo it, as the more I put up, the more steam power I need to put in. And I want to keep things still somewhat small scale, but I just realized that this is the wrong side. There's not much reason for me to go this way when I might as well go that way. Logistically, just way more appealing. Alright. Except for the fact that you keep wondering where the hell do you get your steam from. So... But during the burner phase, I really had zero inclination to get more efficient. So the wonderful side about all this is now that we can just go this way to expand the whole machinery. So that is a pretty nifty little way for us to upgrade the capacity of that whenever we want to. So we can now set up that guy. Ah, never mind. That was way too early. And this requires now inserter parts from somewhere. So why exactly do we do any down pipes? I don't know. Alright, inserter parts. That is fairly easy. So we can make these here. No. These go here. And then we are going to transport them down there. And that should do the trick. That is why I had to automate Steam assemblers, Steam inserters, and pipes so freaking early. It helps. It helps a ton. It surely does. So we're going to make it like that then. And now we can just string it up like that for now. It'll work for now. Okay. So that part's been dealt with. And we can finally produce some red science. Trap the snake, hey there. Yes, Workers and Resources Soviet Republic is on my absolute to-do list. I am merely waiting for them to finish the game, because, don't get me wrong, this game is so terribly complex that I don't want to have to relearn it another day again. I already did a beginner's tutorial a long time ago, and I'm somewhat familiar with the game, at least with a version like 3 years ago or so. I'm really looking very, very much forward to getting to that game one day. But since it's an early access title these days, I still want to wait. I'm sure you guys understand. So, let's see. So this part here now needs some empty tech cards from somewhere. I think it'll be easier to fetch it up, though, the other way around. So we can now just let the rest of the production flow that way. And I got myself a cheap way out. Both science colors are finally working fully automated, and I mean fully automated, without any nonsensical little inputs from my side. Ah, yeah. Brilliant. Thanks for letting me know, Trap. I had no clue. That is very much a good reason for me to give it a look again. Thanks. Thanks. It's really, really good. Alright, so we got finally all these renovations done. Let's call it like that. Brilliant. So the only thing that I am missing right now is roads. The whole logistics department is still missing. So how will we do that? Or like, where will we do that? This is a horrible clustery mess of a starter base, which means we might as well start wherever we want to, because it won't become better than that. Wow, there's these dead biters here. It's really bothersome. Okay, so let's see. We need iron plate and iron mechanical part. Iron mechanical part and iron mechanical part. Wow. That is one... I did expect to get much more torture here, but basically the gist of it is make enough mechanical parts and you're golden. Nice. Alrighty. So we're going to use that and set up a wonderful world of iron mechanical parts. So we have to relocate this output line a little bit, because this one is blocking ours. So I'm going to go here all in to a stupid amount of iron mechanical parts. Well, not that much, only 2 factories. And a third one for the iron plate. And we're going to make that one be dropped near. These one drop bar. These ones, whatever. You know what I want to say. And here we go. So we got all the materials for the road building together. So let's get started with one for this. Let's see. We're going to need transport belts for both of these. So my idea is quite simply like this. Let's work out. Yeah, we can go for steam long-handed inserters. Ooh, I just realized that I really... I did a horrible job there. I could have made the steam long-handed inserters also automatically. No. Oh, well, whatever. It is what it is. I can't change it now. Not as easily, at least. So, let's go here underground. Just like that. And we can connect it like this. Except for the fact that it ain't necessary. Oh, I'm so happy that we are finally at the point where we can research properly. Electronics. So, electron tubes. Okay, this is one sadistic electronic circuit recipe. Let's research the steam trains next. Okay, so we're going to use long-handed inserters for these ones, as I see this the easiest way to resolve the issue at hand. So, let's go for this. And then we're going to... Well, we're going to handcraft those long-handed inserters. I mean, it's just bothersome for me that the recipe for these is so easy that I could have set up a secondary production of them while I was setting up the other production. Usually, though, in Factorio, the long-handed inserters never have the identical recipe to the others, so I didn't see that coming at all. Alright, last but not least, now the street department itself, so to speak. So we're going to do this like this here as well. So, limiters are in place. And we need more defenses. Okay. Let's see how well that'll work out after all. But it should get us where we want to be. Okay. Yeah, there they are. But they're getting gunned down there. So, no nest in my direct vicinity. But we're attracting the biters like crazy, of course. So... that's an interesting situation there. Seems to me as if we could facilitate a few more labs at this point. So we seem to be productive enough for 4 more labs by now. Nice, that's good news. So let's head back to our mining department. Make sure that our mining machines are happy and well fed. Okay. So, we got these things, we got those things. I'm still handcrafting pipes to ground, which is a little bit of a nuisance. I mean, seriously, we could do better at this point. So, well, let's do that as a matter of fact. Or we're going to make that instead. So this little machine here gets its real own supply of iron plate. I think this is way to go. Then we go here for one of the few burner inserters that we still got working here in the factory. And just it's done. There we go. Just bothers the hell out of me to see that these things, these very basic things aren't automated yet. We need to amp up those rookie numbers, you see. Speaking about which, there is a lot of things that I can get done now. So first of all, let's get rid of the coal situation here, and let's check how we can expand on that. I think, yeah, well, we sadly can't see how the relationship there is, but I got 8 miners, I got 8 boilers, so technically we should have, like, for every 3 or 4 miners, 1 free boiler, sort of. That's been what I calculated. But, well, to me there is no good reason to play it small. Why the hell should we? Let's overfill this thing a little bit. Alright, so we got the steam train researched, which is to me personally a very important technology. And let's go for electronics. So, what did we learn recently? We got a steam crusher now. So obviously we can now produce different forms of charcoal and glass. So that's what it's all been about, I guess. And we can now crush iron. Nobody told me yet what we are going to do with that crushed iron, but I have a hunch that it's going to be about steel production. Oh no, the chat fell silent. Too bad. Alright, with that, we can now install 4 more boilers. I have already 2 of them available. Let's make that 2 more. There we go. Seems like the machines are working out as intended. Okay, more steam for the machine. Good. So what do we require right now? Badly. And also, let's fill a coal chest. From where? Does that work? Yes, it does. Alright, so this one, I just keep it to refill the machines that need manual refilling. Currently, that is also my mining biz, which seriously pains me, but, well. Better like this than nothing, I'd say. And let's increase our capacities one more time. So, all in all, well, some quarrying would be nice. So, yeah. I think I want to produce walls and such. So stone bricks require just that, stone. Well, first things first. Let's crank up our iron production, because I somehow have a feeling that this might be one of the most important industries next. There we go. So, we got all that. Where to next? I want a few of these stone quarries. That's what I do. I want to bake some bricks so we can at least get ourselves some roads down. Or, well, maybe... Ah, yeah, here in the military tab we got walls. Because I really don't feel well with the current state of affairs. I don't know. It's a dangerous piece. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go here. Wait a sec, these aren't steam powered, these are coal powered? Oh, I see. Well, now that does change a lot. So I bet a steel ingot is made out of steel blend, which is made out of crushed iron and of course, coke. What else? That does make terribly much sense, sadly. Okay. Alright. That also means I am going to set up a couple of extra coal miners for the quarries. Because I really don't see any good reason not to feed my quarries automated. Fully automated. No reason. We will only benefit from that. And since we are directly supporting fuel into this whole thing, we can also extract via burner, or no, not extract, we can also put in to the system like that. So, for the output I take the steam powered ones though again. Here goes. So, that's that. And now I just need some extra coal for the furnaces. Steel processing was researched fast? Jesus. So what do we have here? Steel furnaces with a much higher crafting speed. So we got 28.9% of the tech research to exit the Steam age. So I'd say we're doing darn well to extend our power here. Okay. So to make things easy, I'll just split off something here. That should do the trick. Alright. Finally picking up some of the staple goods, like underground builds and such. It's always a good point in your factory when you finally have these things automated and all. Alright, so... Oh dear, that is not working out as intended, eh? Ugh. Then we're going to make it like... No? Jeez. Luckily, these guys are not complicated at all. Now, finally. Now, we all need to teach them to drop on the inner side of the build. Then we can easily just... Whoopsie. Not like this, though. More like this. Alright. So that can now go into the brick oven. That'll help us out a lot. There we go. And we got, finally, self-made bricks. That's really, really good, as bricks are really a much used resource for all manner of different things. For starters, I'm just going to lay down a small-scale stockpile of these. Okay. Should work out for starters. It does give me a permanent income of stone, and I'd say that's all that I am after for now. So, upgrading this entire process down here with steam machines, though, would speed up the entire process, as steam machines are just much faster. So let's upgrade these systems. It just pains me to see that we're working here with such archaic systems, when we can work with modern, powerful, clean steam power. Right. Let's remove that thing. I know, if I remove it, I won't get it back, ever. But in all honesty, this machine is just doing the same, just better. So, it's that, it's that. It's all the modernizations that this whole system required. And now these need to be replaced as well. Okay. So I think I finally have managed to replace pretty much everything. Except for the labs. Oh, we can't make it like that even. Except for the labs. Wait a sec. These did fine. So that doesn't work like this? Okay. So what happened there? Oh, I didn't give them water back, so we ran out of steam, obviously. Now that does explain a lot. Now it comes back online. But it surely shows that we might be reaching the limits of our tech here. Anyways, that should speed up the process. So, just want to make sure that these guys drop at the correct spot, so we don't have any issues there. And I think the terrible spaghetti here is still working out as intended. Hey, Pashka. Yeah, that soundtrack is amazing, isn't it? I read that we're going to get some new parts of soundtrack with the new DLC. I am so hyped. But that's generally a thing with the new DLC that has been announced. Basically Factorio 2. So yeah, that's the issue that I have foreseen. We need to manually refill our machines. So we got the steel ones down, and oh yeah, it is more or less a quality of life upgrade, but I need it. Okay. So, where to next? I mean, all in all, we are now sitting at a pretty okay spot. Things are working out as intended so far. And, well... I mean... To hit electronic age, there's still a really, really long way to go. So all in all, if there is any big goal ahead of mine here, it would be to crank up the science to absolutely new numbers. So, well, maybe that would be the best idea. So let's just say we're going to acquire a new production chain altogether. I mean, the iron patch up here is still large, so let's get started with that. I mean, as far as I can see things, the copper supply is not really our problem. It's always letting us down here is the iron. But considering how lengthy everything goes these days, well, let's see. What can we produce apart from that? We have now learned to produce ceramics, coke, and steel. Is there anything desirable that we can make out of these so far? We learned to make electronic circuits. We're going to need electron tubes for these. And for the electron tubes, we're going to need the ceramics, obviously. But so far, there is not much on the horizon why I should be building these. Like, why should I make steel for the sake of making steel? I don't really think that this is a wise choice whatsoever. That means, yeah, we need more resources. But I think I'm going to leave this little patch here now on my starter base. So my new science production will not be influenced by the needs of my starter base. Let's try it like that. So, we do require these guys. Problem is, they produce slack as well, which needs to be processed as well. Ugh. Yeah. Nothing easy comes around here. Okay. I mean, this is bad insofar as it is not really efficient in terms of space usage. There's a lot of iron patch which is not going to be used particularly well in this setup here. That's what I required, coal. But, well, I think I need to decide whether to get something done or to be efficient. I think I can't have both right now. Alright. Wait a sec, we can just copy that filter setting. And just happily pipe our crap in here. There we go. Not the most elegant solution, but also not the worst. So we're going to upgrade on these. Yes. So for the time being, while my copper is not being strained harder than that to do something here, I need to put it down there after the slack pipe. There we go. Yeah. Big spaghetti commences now. But this does give us access to what we need. The thing is just we are going to need way more iron than we need copper. I'm absolutely convinced that this will be the case. If I ever need to upgrade my numbers, I can even do so by setting up another bulk machinery here. Another bulk of machinery, whatever. And obviously we can even use this one here. So I can easily output a couple of tech cards into this direction here. Just like that. Nice. Well, I think I'm going to sleep over that a little bit. What is the most effective base you have ever made? Oh, well. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. I mostly play for progression, so I can't really answer that question. So, my good friends, thanks for being around for the Sunday stream. See you all next week. I'll try my best to squeeze in a stream in